Good morning. And join me for a good old cup of coffee. You gotta have it in the morning. Mm, it's so good. Okay, mind you, let's get right into this. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, do your own research. I'm doing it. Make sure you do your own research. With that being said, I went out to my garden beds this morning and I'm like, okay, time to get you put to bed, get the composting in there, and then I started looking up last night and I says, I used to say to my gardens all the time, I wonder if you would produce more if I peed on you. Yeah, I would say that. And you could see that coming out of my mouth. But then I started researching it. And this is something that the farmers did many years ago. The old time farmers. It's called pea cycling. Yeah, it sounds funny, right? Sounds disgusting. But in reality, after I researched it more and more, the old time farmers were the smartest. And it was a way of them having a very bountiful harvest. You just don't go out, drop your drawers, and pee in your garden. Outside, you might, if you get caught, be arrested. But there is a process to it. And human urine has been used as garden fertilizer for thousands of years. I was like, whoa, thousands of years. But it fell out of favor in the modern age with the sewerage systems and the chemical fertilizers. I mean, with that being said, there is precautions that you have to take. I wouldn't go pee in my garden. Not right off the bat. But if you dilute your urine, you never apply it directly to your plants. It's way too high in salt and nutrients. But if you dilute it, like the common ratio, from what I understand, is 1 part of urine to 10 parts of water. And you apply that on the soil. You never apply it on the foliage. You never pour it directly on your plants. It's basically you avoid contact with the stems and the leaves, and just put it in the ground, like around it, kind of like you put normal fertilizer, which I don't use it outside of my backyard chicken and rabbits. Time applications. Use urine on the plants that are actively growing. Don't use them on fruiting crops, as they would, let's say, as they're maturing. Don't use it when you see buds and whatnot on your fruit trees, or little tomatoes or what have you, whatever you're growing. Around the base is what you would use it. And definitely do not use it. Gotta love it. On germinating seeds or any tiny little seedlings. You'll kill them. And do not overuse it. It has way, way too much nitrogen. Yeah, it has a lot of nitrogen. It has a lot of other beneficial stuff, but nitrogen, you can burn your plants. If you are taking medication, or if you have like a urinary tract infection or something that's not going on down there, avoid using the urine on edible plants, please. You have to handle with care. If you have shared produce, or if urine is collected from multiple people, not just me, but if everybody decides to pee in one bucket, it has to be sanitized. And they say that this is some subject, isn't it? They say that you should store it in your container for several months, outside of the heat, because you don't want festering urine. In a cool place. Like I said, if it's multiple pee coming into contact with each other, make sure, if you decide to do this after you research it, to sanitize it by letting it sit and, doing what it's got to do. There are versatile applications. Compost activator. Pour directly onto a compost pile. Urine provides a quick nutrient and nitrogen boost to speed up the composting process, which makes sense. It's urine. It's going to break down your leaves and your whatever you put in your compost pile. It'll help break it down. Because of you pouring it on like that, it is fresher and more concentrated. Believe it or not, instead of using those chemical weed killers, especially around your garden, anywhere in your yard, I don't believe in them. Weed killer. Use undiluted, highly concentrated form of urine. It can kill weeds. Kind of like, when a dog goes pee on your yard or your lawn and it turns brown and it kills the grass. That's what it's going to do to the weeds. Outside of having your dog out there peeing all over the place, use your urine. Go out there with a jar or even one of those spray things and spray the weeds. The ones that are not beneficial to you, which is a lot that are beneficial to you. Know the difference. Educate yourself on the good weeds, which we'll get into in another video. Believe it or not, you ready for this? And this is a long time pain in the butt. Tree stump removal. Yeah. You apply the concentrated pee or urine into a drilled hole inside the tree stump, and it'll accelerate the decomposure. Makes sense. It's wood. It's a living matter. And the acid from your urine is going to start eating it up. Now, there is one thing that I do want to read to you, because I did get it off of a website. And I want to be very accurate. As you know, like I say, always do your own research. But when I get it off of websites that I think that are reputable, I will read them to you. So with that, I'm going to put my eyes on. And by the way, I don't know where I found these glasses, but I found them and they work. So, the University of Michigan found that aging urine makes it lethal to the worst bacteria. Good to know. When the urine is set to age in plastic jugs, I don't really like plastic jugs, but for 6 months or more, it becomes increasingly inhospitable. I can't say that word. Inhospitable. Oh my God, you know what I mean. To a wide range of microbes. 6 months at a cool temperature is the current aging recommendation from the World Health Organization. Now in France, research is ongoing using urine to grow grains and other crops. Makes sense. And steady progressing is being made, developing urine-based packed fertilizer products. Way to go. In France and Sweden, they're doing that. Makes sense to me. Instead of putting all those other chemicals in, that's fake and not good for you. In the U.S., nonprofit Rich Earth Institute has turned to the area around Battleboro, Vermont, into a pea recycling hub. Local farmers use their urine to grow everything from flowers to giant ears of corn. Using pea collected by interesting residents and stabilizing it at the Rich Earth facility, they estimate that one adult pea cycle can support 1/10 of an acre of food. Could you imagine? Figure it out. 1/10 of an acre of food. That's pretty good. So, in theory, now in hindsight, when I used to be out in my gardens and I didn't like the way my plants were growing, and I'd say, "Ooh, if I could pee on you and make you grow, I would." That planted a seed in my mind. And I put it to the side because I had so much other stuff to do. And of course, last night, it came to my forefront right here. And then I started doing research. And I said, ain't that something? There's such a thing as pea recycling. Who would have ever thunk it? Not me. I was just being mad. But who knows? I'm going to research it more. Maybe next year I'll have a massive, massive crop. Maybe you will, if you look it up. I know that they're doing studies on, and put your coffee down when I tell you this, urine on your face to improve your face. That's another video, and I will be looking that up. Supposedly it's supposed to be overall skin health. I know when I was younger, my mother used to say, because I was constantly getting earaches, because I was constantly in the pool and not listening, and put the earplugs in. Nah, I don't want those things. No. And I'd come out, and a couple days later, my ear would be hurting. I'd be crying, Mama, my ear hurts. Mama, my ear hurts. She said, well, go pee in a cup, and I'll pour it in your ear. Now, I'm a child. I said, I don't want you to pour pee in my ear. That's what they did in the old days. They poured pee in your ear, and it would stop the earache. How? I don't know. I never looked into it. But I don't know. Evidently, pee has a lot to do with a lot of good stuff outside of emptying your bladder. And it saves on your... All right, I'm coming. Lord have mercy. I can't even have a cup of coffee without them yelling at me. Outside of saving your sewer bill, it may work. I don't know. Look it up. Do your research. And I will bring you a video on pee on the face or on your skin. That I really have to look up. But there might be a video popping up pretty soon about that. With that, as you can tell, my audience awaits over there. I gotta feed them. I gotta water them. I gotta give them tender love and care. And maybe later on tonight, I'll bring you back another video up of something else. Maybe just chit chat. I don't know. But with that, as I always say, and I always will, please be careful out there. It's a crazy, crazy world. And don't go around peeing on people until you do your research. With that, I'm going to say have a good day. I'll see you later. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.